All right.
Nobody's watching.
All right. All right. Give you guys a few moments to check in. All right. Make sure when you guys are checking in, put your name, your city, and your state. All right. Put your name, city, and state. If you want to be a brother or sister in the school, all right, make sure you put your name and city and state so you can be accounted for, all right? You always want to make sure you're accounted for. So I'm going to give you some time to check in. Put your name, city, and state. For an example, Latasha, Norfolk, Virginia. Taylor, Hampton, Virginia. All right? So make sure you put your name, city, and state, all right? Make sure you check in. We'll get started in a few. Make sure no one misses out. I hope everybody remembers the last Lashawan Qadash class. All right, Most High in Christ. Make sure you put your name, city, and state, all right? All right. All right. Shalom, Israel. With an Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yana. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group nor any other Christian organization. Today is Isupk Virginia's Lashawan Qadash class, all right? It is very important for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, which are God's chosen people, to learn their language, all right? It's to learn the Hebrew, to learn the Lashawan Qadash. It's very important for our race of people to learn this, man. It's part of our culture. Salaki, it's part of our heritage, our culture. You know, it's part of our traditions that the Lord gave to us, all right? It is very, very important, all right, for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right, to come back to the laws of God, to the heritage and the culture of the Most High. And it starts as small as learning your language, all right? A language separates a people, man. We are a holy people according to the scripture. In Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, it says, ye are a holy people. Stay right there, Salaki. We are a holy people, all right? Lucky about that. But all right. So back to what I was saying before. It's very important to come back to the language. As small as the language, we need to be able to learn it. All right. We need to study it. We need to rehearse it. All right. We have to understand a language separates you from other races of people. By learning a language, right? By learning a language, right? And knowing your own language, that is to be separate. In Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6, where I left off, the Lord says we are a holy people, right? We are a holy people. So we need to understand is, in order to be holy, you have to be separate. It starts as small as our language. We call the Hebrew, and is known throughout history, called the Lashawan Qadash. Lashawan meaning tongue, Qadash meaning holy. In the Bible is your holy tongue, right? A pure language, right? Tongue means like a language, right? Because you use your tongue to speak, right? You know what I'm saying? I pray everybody understands. And so our language is supposed to be separate. Why? Because it separates us from other races of people. You know a Chinese person because they speak Chinese. You know a Japanese person because they speak Japanese. You know a Russian because they speak Russian, right? You know someone from British because they have a British accent and they speak Old English or real English, whatever you may call it. Going to Africa, right? If you go into Africa and you go into Kenya, right? I believe it's called, yes, Kenya, right? They speak Swahili, right? Going to Nigeria, they speak the Igbo language. Going to Ghana, they speak whatever language it is. You know, the whatever the hell it may be, they speak their language. That separates them from other races of people. That separates them from other nations of people. Well, God wanted so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians to be separate. That's why He gave us a pure language. That's why He allowed us to keep the Lashawan Qadash, while everybody else had different languages. And He separated the languages. You can learn that in I'm going to say it was Genesis. I'm going to say Genesis chapter 8, Genesis chapter 9. All right, Salakia. I want to say 8 or 9, but it's definitely in the book of Genesis where it was the Tower of Babel, and the Lord divided everybody and gave them their own languages. All right, but our people, the people that came from Adam and from Noah down to Shem, to Abraham, then Isaac, and then Jacob, and his new name became Israel. We kept the Hebrew. All right, we kept the Lashawan Qadash. All right, it's time for us to be separate. Now, anybody online, right? When I get set up, does anybody remember where we left off at? I'm gonna get the board set up. Does anybody remember where we left off at? All right. All right. Does anybody remember where we left off? Facebook, YouTube. Y'all remember where we left off at? Remember what we were learning about? All right, can everybody see the board? Anybody online? Can everybody see the board? All right, Most High in Christ. All right, so everybody can see the board online? Con, okay, anybody else? Con, Most High in Christ, so everybody can see the board. All right, Most High in Christ. Now, anybody online? I know I gave you guys a task last week. All right? Does anybody remember the words I gave last week? Does anybody remember any? You remember some?
Dinner.
Okay, but okay, what is that in the Hebrew? Anybody online too? Anybody online? Can anybody tell me any words from last week? Come on, y'all. I know y'all put it into y'all notes. Don't fail me now. Don't fail me now. Come on now. We got to know this. We got to remember this. Go back into y'all notes. Remember, you guys have to put these things into your notes so you guys can study, right? The Lord says rehearse the righteous acts, man. Rehearse means to practice. Rehearse means to do over and over and over again. That's why the Lord says rehearse the righteous acts, right? And it's okay, Con. No sweat. No sweat. We'll get the it's like not the verbs. We'll get the words on the board. All right, we'll definitely get the words on the board, brother. So don't worry about it. If this is your first time in class, you won't be too lost at all. All right. All right. Okay. Father, mother, stone. Or you probably meant store, not stone, but store, dinner, and sleep. Okay, sis. Okay. The Bala knows something. All right, Aqua. I see you. I see you, Aqua. The Bala knows a little something. All right. Now, what about in Hebrew? Do you guys remember the Hebrew? That's what I'm looking for. Not my mother. You have it backwards. Think of father. Think of the Hebrew word father. And mother's the same way, just with the ma. All right? But not ma'ah. If you didn't know, ma'ah is the number 100. So ma'ah, if you did not know, by the way, Aqua, Salaki, ma'ah is actually the number 100. Not aham, but you're close. It's amah. Amah is mother. Bakan, amah. Not aham, but amah. Amah. Alright? Amah. That's correct, William. That's correct. Amma. Okay, so you guys pretty much remember these words. Alright. So I'm going to write them on the board one more time, briefly, all right? And then we'll get into making a sentence out of the words. Alright, we're going to get them on the board. Alright, we'll get to it, alright? So we're going to get the words on the board. I'm going to try to put them in the same order I did before. Alright? So there's no confusion. So we got verbs on this side. Then we're going to get nouns on this side. Alright, can anybody give me a verb? Alright, let's think about it. Can anybody give me a verb? Anybody online, give me the verb. Give me a verb. Alright? Can y'all give me the verbs from last week? Give me one of the verbs from last week. Can anybody give me one of the verbs from last week? Well, I'm going to ask, what's the verb for love? Alright, I'm going to ask. Anybody online? I'm going to start with a verb, then I'm going to do a noun. Alright, anybody online, what's the verb for love? Anybody tell me? Give me the verb for love. Anybody give me the verb for love? Your lock. Okay, your lock is walk. That is definitely a verb. Okay, I'm going to get that on the board. Okay. All right. The agua. The bala know what she's talking about. So your lock is walk. Aha. There we go. Love. Aha. So we're gonna get walk later on because I'm gonna try to keep the same I'm going to keep the same pattern from last week so you guys can write it into your notes if you guys haven't already. Alright? So we're going to get ahab. Ahab is love, right? Alright, aha. Everybody can see that on the board? Or do I need to write it a little bigger for you guys? All right. Let's see. All right. Let's get the next verb up there. Does anybody know the verb for eat? Can anybody give me eat online? What's the verb for eat? All right. What's the verb for eat? Anybody online? What's the verb? How do you say eat in the Lashawan Qadash? How do you say eat in the Lashawan Qadash? We got to get this, man. Okay. Okay, Dabala, Akal. Okay, so Sid, Agwab, remember, make sure you drop the I at the end of the word, okay? Alright? Make sure you drop the I at the end of the word. So eat is akal, but it's not akala. You want that akala, you want to drop that I from the la, so you can make it akal. Alright? So make sure you drop that I. Because that ah at the end of the word can make it a completely different word. But you guys are correct. Eat is a call. Alright? Okay, so eat is a call. Alright, let's see. Alright. Okay, so how do you say to know? Anybody online, how do you say to know in the Lashawan Qadash? How do you say to know? What's the verb to know? Anybody online, how would you say to know? So far we got aha, which is love. Then we got eat, which is akal. And okay, I think the Bible might actually know the Hebrew. Okay, you die. Most High in Christ. You die. Alright, you die. Anybody else? Give it a shot. Take a crack at it. Alright? Alright? To know is you die. Alright? Alright? To know, okay. Alright. William, okay, so, okay, so Shakar, Akwa. Okay. You're not wrong, Shakal, okay? You're not really wrong, alright? But at the same time, this is what needs to be understood. It's not la yadai, it's just yadai. Now, you said la because to know, la, okay, so for anyone out there, la in front of a word means to. Okay, so that's why the sister and the brother may have answered that way. Alright? But la just means to. Yadai means to know. You don't have to put the la in this case in front of yadai because to know something is already implied. Does that make sense? Like that to in front of it, it's already implied within the verb itself, yadai. Understood? Okay, now for William. Alright, for William. Alright, William's my, so far, sometimes William's my Hebrew scholar. Alright, William is sometimes my Hebrew scholar. he be throwing out Hebrew words and stuff. So, William, the pak, right? Salakia, the pak. All right. This is what we have to understand about that. All right. So when it comes to the word the pak, all right, it's not really okay. Okay, so the pak is to knock something over or to beat something up, right? It's not to know. All right, so the pak means to beat something up, right? That's what the pak is. My question was to know, not to knock. So how would you say no, William? Try again one more time, because I know you know. All right, so the pak means to knock something over or to break something. So if you wanted to break something or to knock it over, if you want to say, like, if you don't want to knock something over, you would like la'ad the pak, don't knock it over, or don't knock it off, right? You would say la'ad the pak, meaning don't knock it over. So the pak meaning to knock over. To know is yadai, all right? All right, to know is yadai. All right. Now, can anybody give me, now this was answered before, so use context clues. How do you say to walk? How would you say to walk? How would you say to walk in the Hebrew? In the Lashawan Qadash, how would you say walk? To walk, right? These are all verbs, all right? How would you say walk? Okay, I see you have yadai and the pak. Okay, just remember yadai is to know, and then the pak is to knock over. Okay, the pak is to knock over. D-A-P-A-Q, just put into your notes, the pak is to beat or to knock over. Okay, or to knock out, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to say knock over. I think I'm saying it incorrectly. I want to say to either knock, or yeah. So pretty much to knock out, all right, slaki. Not to knock over, but to knock something out, to beat, all right. That's what the pak is. So you can put that in your notes still, but those verbs we're not going to use. Okay, it's not la halak, all right. Remember halak. Okay, so it's not okay. Did I have okay? See, remember I was saying William's my Hebrew scholar. Halak is another way to say yalak too. Okay, but I want the word that I put up there yesterday, so no one gets confused. I'm going on. Okay, so anyone out there, I have a document that I've been sending out to all the brothers and sisters that requested this document, which is the 100 most common verbs. 100 most common verbs. Put your email into the live chat, and I will send you this document and even more documents so you can study from, so you can rehearse the righteous acts in order to practice the Lashawan Qadash. So these words are coming from the 100 common verbs. If we can learn all these verbs, then we'll be able to form sentences off of verbs and words that we already know. All right? There's different words to say different things, but say the same thing. Like in English, you have 5 different words in the English language that mean the same thing. They're called what? Synonyms, right? They're called synonyms. We have synonyms in our language too. Halak is a synonym. Yalak is the synonym of halak. We have different ways to say walk. All right, you know. So, but we in the list of the 100 most common verbs, we used yalak, Y-A-L-A-K, yalak. All right, but anyone is still free to answer the right way. All right, I would like for you guys to answer it the right way so you guys know. How do you say walk in the Lashawan Qadash? Also, think of it this way. All right, think of it this way. All right, let's get that for you. Now, think of it this way. Let's say I'm from Jersey and you're from Virginia. In Jersey, I'm still an Israelite. In Virginia, you're still an Israelite, right? In Jersey, we say walk yalak, right? But in Virginia, y'all say walk as halak. We're saying the same thing, all right? But we would be able to understand each other because we know the language, all right? Does that make sense to everybody online? Let's see. Okay, everybody understands Most High in Christ. So we're going to get your lock on the board. All right, so let's get your lock on the board. All right. Anyone else also tuning into class for the first time? Even though we have these words on the board, I'm going to go over these words and I'm going to point to each one, by the way, so you know how to say it. Also, if you're new to the class too as well, please put your email into the chat and I will send you the information and the documents like in a snap of a finger, like I just did it just now. All right, I'm real quick with it. I'll get it out the way. All right, so you guys can have this information, so you guys can study. Right, the more you guys know, the better it is, and the faster we can move on to more advanced lessons as well. All right, and actually, if you guys don't know, this might be basic sentence structure, but it's actually this is kind of advanced. All right, this is advanced. So now, I believe we have one more verb to go. How do you say to do or to make in the Lashawan Qadash? To do or to make? How do you say to do or to make? How do you say to do or to make? Not lada, even though, brother, da is do by itself. Like if I want, like, go do this, you can use da. Like if I want to say zada, meaning, or da za, meaning do this, or zada, meaning do this, you would use da in that case. All right, you would use da in that case. But that's not the verb. That's not the verb to do or to make. All right. Not la Aisha. Not la Aisha. All right. Not la Aisha. You're correct, but it's not la Aisha. Remember, the la doesn't need to be there. So try one more time, Babu Kusha. You're correct though, brother. You're correct, but it's not la Aisha. That la, which is the two, is already implied into the verb itself. All right. You to what, bro? You to what? No. I only went to the door. All right. Aisha. Exactly. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Okay, Aisha. That's to do or to make. Aisha. All right, Aisha. All right, Aisha. All right. Now we're on our nouns. How would you say father? How would you say father? How would you say father? How would you say father in the Hebrew? Anybody? Anybody online want to give it a shot? How would you say father? Now we're on our nouns. How would you say father? Okay, Abba. That's correct. The sister's correct. Abba. All right. All right, how would you say mother? Anybody online, how would you say mother? Okay, Amma. Okay. That's correct. Amma. All right. Anybody, how would you say store? All right, store. How would you say store? Make sure you guys put this in your notes, all right? Y'all want to remember these. How would you say store in the Lashawan Qadash? Store. S-T-O-R-E. Store. Not Machasam, no. La'ah. It's not Machasam. Alright, that's not it. Salaki. How to say store. Anybody else want to give it a shot online? How to say store. How would you say store? If you don't know, say la'ayadai. If you don't know, say la'ayadai. La'a meaning no, yadai meaning, la'a meaning don't or no, right? And then yadai meaning no, as in to know something. If you don't know, say la'a yadai. Okay, sister's correct. Ma'ira. That's correct, sis. Ma'ira. Alright. That's true. Ma'arab. Ma'arab. Now, how would you say? Let me see. How would you say dinner? Anybody know how to say dinner? In the Hebrew, in the Lashawan Qadash, how would you say dinner? How would you say dinner in the Lashawan Qadash? How would you say dinner? Okay. Abala, Agwavi, correct. Right? Well, not Iraka, not Iraka, but, okay, not Iraka, you're close. Salaki. Not Iraka, but you're close. Give it one more shot. Give it one more shot. Not Iraka. Okay. Salaki. So you had the ha right at the end, but it's not Iraka. Change the letter in front. It's not an I. It's not an I. Right? You had the correct spelling before, but it's not an I. It's not an I, but you're close. Okay, not Rachaha, La'ad. Think of, okay, so when you said Iracha, keep everything the same, but the I needs to change to another letter. Think back to your notes. Think back. Not Iracha. It's not Iracha, but it's another letter. Try one more time. Okay, you're even closer than you were. So Arakha. But it's not Arakaha. It's not Arakaha. Alright, but you're close, sis. Try one more time. Remember, that ah at the end of the word, it's not there. Drop the ah at the end of the word. But the sis is correct. Arakaha. Alright? Alright. But the sister's right. Arakha. Make sure you put that ha at the end, but just drop the ah. Arakha. Alright. It'll be spelled like this. That's how you would spell it. Alright? Arakha. Now, let's get the next word. Sleep. Sleep. How would you say sleep? Anyone out there want to give it a shot? How would you say sleep? Ayan the bar, what? Ayan the bar, that's no sweat. Alright. How would you say sleep in the Lashawan Qadash? Like you're going to sleep. Right? How would you say sleep? Not yashab. Yashab is to sit. Yashab is to sit. That's a verb. It's to sit. Yashab is not yashab, but you're close. But yashab is to sit. But you're close. It's not yashab. It's not yashab. Try one more time. Yashab is to sit. How would you say sleep in the Lashawan Qadash? How would you say, not Yashana? You're close, Dabala. Alright, you're close, Akwa. Not Yashana. Try one more time. William got it correct. I see you, William. Salaki, I put it at the same time. But it's not Yashana, but William is correct. But try one more time, Dabala. You're close. Alright. All right. Everybody see what's on the board? Khan or La? Does everybody see what's on the board? Khan or La? Correct, Dabala. Mosai and Christ like what? Yashan. That is sleep. All right. Yashan is to sleep. All right. Now, the word Yashan, sleep, can be a verb or a noun, but in this case we're going to be using it in a noun, okay? Alright. Khan, okay, Khan. So okay, anyone else? Khan or La? Anyone else? Everybody else can see the board, right? Khan, okay. Anyone else that wasn't really able to answer these, make sure you put these into your notes. Alright, and also, if you need to learn the alphabet as well, alright, we do go over the alphabet in class, alright, but remember, put your email into the live chat so we can send you the documents so you can study the Lashawan Qadash alphabet, words, and verbs, alright, and the prayers, alright. There's a whole bunch of documents for you to study and go over and rehearse the righteous acts, alright. Khan, Mosai and Christ, so everyone can see the board. I'm gonna leave it up for a few moments, and then make sure anyone else that doesn't have this in their notes, put it into their notes correctly. All right, put it into your notes correctly. All right. If you have any questions, just let me know, but put it into your notes. All right. Got it. All right. Anybody else? Remember, if you want these notes, all right, I will send an email right away. All right. I just sent another email of the documents that you need. These very same notes were given to me back in the day from Officer Marat. All right. When I was first learning the Hebrew, all right, I was in class and I would ask so many questions. I think the brother probably was frustrated with me of how many questions I would ask, but I would ask him everything, and he also, Officer Marat, he gave me notes and documents to learn, and I would study these things on my own time. All right, I want you guys to study this. All right, I want you guys to at least take a look at it, especially the verbs, and also some of those words that you can use in your daily talkings, in your daily speakings, all right? When you learn these words, you want to add it to your everyday speech. I usually say this every class. In order to learn the language, you got to speak a mixture of English and Hebrew. All right? Like for instance, some brothers and sisters that are Hispanic, they don't all speak Spanish, but they speak English and Spanish because they know a little bit of both. And they call it Spanglish, right? Because, they don't know Spanish as well, but they know English well. But every once in a while, they'll, put English and Spanish together. Well, put English and Hebrew together every once in a while to learn it. You're not going to know a full sentence in Hebrew, but you will know certain words, and you can implement it into your sentence. You can call it Henglish, I guess, or Hebrewish. Hebrew. I don't know, Salaki. You can say whatever you want. I don't know, Salaki. I'm trying to think of a word that we can put Hebrew and English together. The Lord may not allow me to do it. The Lord wants to be separate, so Salaki. So I may not. So yeah, it's like the Lord probably wants me not to even put those things together, So Salaki, but for teaching purposes, all right, and for learning purposes, you want to be able to just mix it up a little, all right. You want to work with it. Like for instance, you might say let's say I'm walking to the store, right? You say I lock to the store, right? That's an example. Well, you know store now, so you can say I lock to my Rob, right? That's English and Hebrew together. But if you were talking to me like that, be like, yeah, I went to the Rob the other day. I would understand, right, as an Israelite, that you went to the store the other day. Does that make sense to everybody? Khan or La'ah. All right, we want to add this into your everyday speaking so you can become fluent. You know what I'm saying? My goal, my goal is to be very fluent in the Lashawan Qadash. That's my goal, right? I want to be nice with it. I want to be able to speak it fluently. I want to go to Passover and I'll be like, hey, shalom akyum, shalom akwafyin, ma shalom ka. All right, atham tawab, kam, okay, kam, matawab. I want to be fluent with it. So I've practiced over and over and over again to try to be fluent, right? All right, that was the goal. So okay, Most High Christ. So you guys understand. All right. So I'm about to take this off the board, and we're about to make a sentence. All right. Remember these words, because I'm going to ask you guys how to. I'm gonna write the sentence in English, and I want you guys to write it in Hebrew. All right, that's the test. I want you guys online, to the best of your capabilities, to write the sentence I put on the board in the Lashawan Qadash, and then I will put it onto the board the right way. All right. All right, now, Salaki for anyone. Now, remember, if you guys need help, all right, in these sentences, remember, we went over this in previous classes. Remember your pronouns and remember your possessive pronouns, all right? So some of you brothers and sisters now, if any of you guys do not know your personal pronouns or pronouns, still translate the sentence. Okay, this is what I want you to do. Some brothers and sisters may remember their pronouns and personal pronouns and their pronouns, all right? They may remember that. If you remember those, whatever I put on the board, translate it. If you guys do not remember your personal pronouns or your subject pronouns or your pronouns, Still translate the sentence on the board, but in English and in Hebrew. Pick and choose which words you remember. This is practice. Alright? Something is better than nothing. Alright? Something is better than nothing. I don't want you guys to put absolutely nothing. I'll get upset. I'll be mad because I'll be like, come on now. Alright? So, something is better than nothing. Alright? So keep that in mind. Alright? So let's see. Here's a sentence that we're going to write. All right. Here, hold on. I'm going to lower that a little bit so we can all see it. All right. So, on the board, does everybody see that on the board? Everybody see that on the board? All right. I want you guys Everybody see that on the board? I want you guys to be able to translate that. All right? To the best of your ability. Okay. Ahab. Well, not ahad. All right, not ahad. All right, it's not ahad. Try one more time. All right, Dabala, you're close. All right, you're close. You're very close. All right. Try one more time. You're very close. Anybody else want to give it a shot? The sister's close, by the way. Dabala, you're very close. The la doesn't go there, by the way. It's not la, so it's not a la there. All right. That would be to father, right? So try one more time, but you're very close. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Remember your possessive pronouns, your pronouns, and your subject pronouns. Think back to previous classes. Now also, Salaki, I may have forgot to mention this. On the Isupk Virginia YouTube page, all of our videos are saved. So any Hebrew class, all of our Hebrew classes are labeled, right, on the exact lesson that we go over. All right? So the exact lesson that we go over in our classes in the Virginia school, they're labeled. So if you don't remember your possessive pronouns, you can go and look for possessive pronouns, right, under the UPK Virginia page. Even if you click in Isupk Hebrew pronouns, other schools have these lessons too that you can look at, by the way, and use as an example. But because it's the Virginia school, right, I teach the Lashawan Qadash in the state of Virginia for the Isupk. All right, I have all of our classes labeled on the exact lesson. So if you want to go into the previous classes on our YouTube page, I have all of our lessons there labeled. All right, all the alphabet, numbers, all of that. All right, all of that. I have all of that labeled. All right, so like we have all of that labeled for you guys. If you want to go back and go over these lessons and put into your notes. All right. when I was a young man, I would do that too as well. I would go and watch like a whole bunch of old classes. I remember one time I went so far back. I was listening to a Lashawan Qadash class being taught by General Kabbalah when he was a captain. Now think about that. That's how dedicated I was to learning his Hebrew. I watched a 2-hour class done by General Kabbalah when he was a captain. That's how dedicated I was in order to learn this Hebrew. Alright, so like I was in there. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Okay, I see one more time. Ahad. Salakia, you're okay. The da. All right, so it's ahab, not ahad. But okay, ahab. Okay. So the sister said ahab. All right, I know the sister probably meant to say ahab. Okay, so she got the I love. If anyone doesn't know, in front of a verb means I such and such, right? I such and such. But in this case, we're going to write the complete I out for teaching purposes. All right? So this is what we're going to do. Anya, I want to write it out in the English first. Anya, ahab, alright, here, that's what I'm going to do. So it can be understood. You guys still answer, alright? Alright, so far we have 2 words. So the sister had half of the sentence correct. Well, actually, she has it almost correct. Alright? So everybody on the board, you see what I have on the board so far. So we have Anya Ahab, and it says my father. All right. Now does anybody know how to say my in the Hebrew? Does anybody remember how to say my? How do you say my? Does anybody remember how to say my? So the Bala is not ma, but how would you say my in the Hebrew if you know? Does anybody else know? Anybody else want to take a shot at it? How would you say my in the Lashawan Qadash? Anybody want to take a shot? I give you guys like a few more moments, and then I'll give you guys the answer. Okay? Let's see. Anybody else? I'm trying to see. I'm looking for my okay, sis. All right. Okay. You're close with the ka, but the ka would be your father. All right. And remember, these go at the end of the noun too. But I'll teach that. If you did not know, I'll teach you that. Okay. I'll teach you that. Anybody else want to take a shot at it too? Sis, you can continue trying, but you're close. You guys are real close. Give it a shot. Most High in Christ. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Okay. Anya Ahab Ya'aba. Okay, so that ya is absolutely correct. Alright? That ya is absolutely correct. So that ya is how you would say ma. Now here we go. We'll put it like that, and it'll be Abba Ya. Everybody understands why I did that, right? All right. Does everybody see that on the board? So now, so the Most High in Christ, everybody can see it on the board. Now everybody knows why it's Abba Yah and not Yah Abba, right? Remember, the reason why it's Abba Yah, because your pronouns, your personal pronouns, and your subject pronouns always go at the end of a verb or a word. Alright? Remember that. Remember that. Alright? The pronouns, personal pronouns, and subject pronouns always go at the end of a word. Alright? Keep that in mind when making sentences. So you got, so the sentence is Anya Ahab Abiyah. Alright, that's how you say I love my father. Anya Ahab Abiyah. Anya Ahab Abiyah. Right? Anya Ahab Abiyah. Abiyah. Right? So Anya Ahab Abiyah. I love my father. Anya Ahab Abiyah. Alright. This is the basic way to write this sentence. There is another way how to write this sentence, but it's a little more advanced. Alright. But I love my father. Anya Ahab Abiyah. Everybody, does everybody have this in their notes? Or in their memories or in their minds? I hope you guys have it in your notes though. Does everybody understand Khan or La'ah? Or just let me know if it's confusing you. Just let me know. Most High in Christ. Okay. Khan. So y'all tomorrow. Most High in Christ. Okay. Alright. Let's get the next sentence on the board. Let's go. All right. Everybody see? Mother made dinner. How would you guys say that? Give it a shot. Okay, William, you got okay. Okay. Anybody else want to give it a shot? That's correct, William. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Okay, William, that's correct. Okay, I see. Okay. Anybody else want to give it a shot? How would you say mother made dinner? So you're correct. Y'all can still give me your answers online. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Let me know. Give it a shot. Still. Mother made dinner. Mother made dinner. Let's get it. So Alma, right? Aisha, Araka. Go. That's correct. Not Aishad, alright, but Aisha. Alright? Probably a spelling error there. Aisha, there you go. Calm, Most High in Christ. Aisha. I know sometimes these computers or these phones want to add letters where they don't belong. So I understand. You know, especially in the Hebrew, if they don't see that it's English, they want to make it English so bad. Right? They want to make the words English so bad. God forbid you start texting in Hebrew. God forbid that. The white man, the devil. You put Aisha, they think they say, did you mean island? Aisha, island are two different things. I didn't want island, I wanted the word Aisha. So I understand. Trust me, I understand how it is. You know, I put Amma, they say you meant math. This is what you meant. Math. No, math is math. I wanted the word Amma. Alright? So Amma, Aisha, Araka. Amma, Aisha, Araka. Amma, Aisha, Araka. So like I think I said Araka for a second. So like it. Amma, Aisha, Araka. Amma, Aisha, Araka. Alright? Amma, Aisha, Araka. Mother made dinner. Alright? Alright. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I want to use. That's what I'll do. Everybody got this? So like everybody has this in their notes. I'm gonna get another sentence on the board. Kana la'a. Everybody has it? Most High in Christ, okay? Khan, Most High in Christ. Anybody else? You guys have it? Khan, okay, okay. Anybody else? Okay, Khan. Okay, I can see your messages now, William. So you too wild. You getting put into the live chat now. Most High in Christ. I can see your messages now. Most High in Christ. Anyone else? Khan or La'a? Everybody has it? Let me know when you guys have it. Khan or La'a? Then I'll move on. Now this is basic sentence structure. Basic, alright? Because there is, okay, this way is still, okay, this way isn't wrong, by the way. Don't think that I'm teaching you something wrong. This is just a basic way how to speak, alright? There are ways to speak Hebrew grammatically correct. There is a way to do it. It's just adding extra letters to it at times, alright? But don't be discouraged about that. We'll go over that. If you guys got my notes, then you guys will see what I'm talking about. Because you do have a present tense, a past tense, and a future tense when it comes to the Lashawan Qadash. Alright? So there is a way to speak in certain tenses. So there is a present tense. There is a... let me get that. There is a future tense and a past tense, right? So you guys know. Alright? I'll give you guys a few more moments. Alright. Alright. Let's get the next sentence. Alright, let's check it out. All right, let's see. All right. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Online, let's see. I'm going to the store. Translate that sentence. I'm going to the store. Alright. Now, I want you guys to use the verb. Now, this is I'm not going to show you today. So, but I'm going to go over this a little. I'm going to touch bases on it. So, I'm going to the store, right? The verb going. That ing is what makes it a present tense, right? Because you're doing it in the present, right? I'm going to the store, right? So it's the present tense, right? There is a way to write that grammatically in the present tense. Most High Christ. It is a proper way to do it. But we're going over the basic way in order to write these sentences for learning purposes and to structure sentences. All right? This is basic sentence structure. That's the class for today. So try it. I'm going to the store. Let's see. Let's see what y'all got. I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. Anybody want to give it a shot? Anya, anybody else want to give it a shot? Anya is I am. Anya. Khan. Aisha would be a good one. Khan, Aisha, you can use Aisha here. Alright, so Anya. But there's another verb that we can use. Anybody else? Okay. Anybody else? Okay, we got some of the sentence so far. Anybody else want to give it a shot? How would you say to go in the Hebrew? Alright? Remember, if you have some of the sentence still, don't not answer at all. Alright? Baba Shah. Alright? Do not answer at all. We want to make sure we get full participation. Alright? Remember, sometimes you got to do Hebrew and English at the same time. It happens. Even I do Hebrew and English at the same time. We're learning. The Bible says rehearse the righteous acts. Over and over and over again. It will come to you. Practice makes perfect. Don't allow anyone to tell you, right? Don't allow anyone to tell you that you can't be perfect. You can be perfect. Alright? Practice makes perfect. Alright? Alright? Let's see. Okay, you lock. You lock. Right? You lock. Now, your lock is a good verb here. You can still use Aisha. So put it this way. Remember, in the Hebrew, we have synonyms too. This is a language. This is a language. It's an easier language and a less of a homosexual language than the English language. But it's still a language. We have synonyms too. Alright? We have words that mean the same thing. Right? We have words that mean the same. We have 5 to 6 to 7 words that mean the same thing. Alright? You can use Aisha here. You can. Yalak, we're using yalak in this case because it's a verb that we haven't used yet. Alright? But you could say to do or to make. Because you are trying, like it's a simile. It's a synonym. So you can still use that. So yalak, I see Anya yalak ma'irab. Okay. So we have ma'irab. Right? We have ma'irab, which is store. Alright? Ma'irab. Alright? Ma'irab. Ma'irab. Now anyone, let's see if anyone knows online. Oh man, the brother beat me to the point. Salakia, I was gonna ask if anybody knew how to say to the, but William Ballard, the brother got it right. The brother William got it right. Kana anya lalak ma'irab. Khan, correct. Everyone, you guys are correct. That just answered. You guys are correct. I'm going to the store. Anya yalak ma'irab or anya aisha ma'irab. You can say yes. Anyone that answered in those type of ways are correct. Now, William hit it right on the marker. You will see this. Now, the reason why I wrote it like this is because you will see this in the Bible. All right, you will see this in the Bible. You have la, and you have ha. You have la and a ha. All right. So William, you hit it right on the marker. You have a la and a ha. Right? You see that la and a ha there? This is your two. This is your two. This is your tha. All right. There you go. La, ha, la, ha. All right. There you go. Mosai in Christ. Laha ma'irab. So anya yalak laha ma'irab. That's how you would say I'm going to the store. Anya yalak laha ma'irab. This is the basic way to do it. Alright? This is the basic way to write this sentence at its basic form. And it's right. It's correct. You can speak like this if you would like to. Alright? Now, okay, like I said, the more classes we do, the more I expect from you. So if I talk to you and I already taught a certain lesson, I will be a stickler to you low key. Because the captains above me and the officers above me are sticklers above me because they want me to be perfect. So I want you guys to be perfect. That's brotherly love. That's brotherhood. That's love. We're not being a stickler just to be some. What I mean by stickler, I mean like hard on you, right? We're not hard on each other just because we don't like somebody. We're hard on you because we love you. The generals and captains and officers above me are hard on me when it comes to the Hebrew because they love me and they wanted me to be the best I could be in the Lashawan Qadash. Well, I'm going to do the same for you. All right? But this is the basic way to say Anya Yalak Laha Ma'irab. All right? So Anya Yalak Laha Ma'irab. Practice this sentence in the mirror. Practice this sentence out loud at your slavery. Well, I mean, don't really do it at your slavery. They might, depending on the type of slave you have, they might try to call you some type of terrorist. I don't know. You don't want to, enter up bad, hush your lie, and they try to kill you or something. I don't know. Don't do that. It's a lock it. But if you do want to practice at your slavery, you can. On your own time, you can. You can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? But practice it. Practice makes perfect, right? So here we go. Anya yala la ma'irav. So anya yala la ma'irav. I'm going to the store. Anya yalak la ma'irav. And then you can practice it. Anya yalak la ma'irav. Anya yalak la ma'irav. Anya yalak la ma'irav. The faster you get, it might not sound like you're saying all the characters, but you're saying all the characters. Anya yalak la ma'irav. I'm still saying la ha ma'irav. I'm saying la ma'irav. I'm just letting it flow. Sometimes you want to let it flow. La ma'irav. So, take your time though. If you have to say la ha ma'irav. Anya yalak la ha ma'irav. Take your time. Then eventually you'll be anya yalak la ma'irav. Then anya yalak la ma'irav. And then sometimes it might sound like gibberish. Anya yalak la ma'irav. It might sound like gibberish, but the more we speak it to each other and the more we practice it with each other, the better off we will be. All right? Practice makes perfect. We will be perfect. All right? We will be perfect. All right? So, anya yalak la ma'irav. Everybody get it? Kana la'a or lie. Everybody get it? Okay, Khan. Everybody else? Khan or la'a? Khan or la'a? Khan or la'a? Anybody else? Okay, I see one brother. Anybody else? Everybody else get it? Khan or la'a? Khan, okay. Khan or la'a? Everybody understand? All right. Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to get the announcements. All right. All right. ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Your Honor. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes was a commandment. Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 through 10. Numbers chapter 18 verse 21. Ma'ashera means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give the treasury department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. It's the Passover. Do not forget about the Lord's Passover, all right? $200 per person above the age of 17, all right? All right, make sure you get your Passover fees, $200 per person above the age of 17. Make sure you have your hotel reservation set. Make sure you have your flight set in place. Make sure you have your car rental set. All right, you know, I don't know, whatever it may be. Make sure you have everything is set. No excuse. Make it to the Passover now. Make it to the Lord's Passover. Get in contact with your brothers. All right, in the school. All right, it's going to be in Houston, Texas, April 24th. Houston, Texas. All right, I've never been to Texas. I'm about to have a blast. This is my first time stepping in the state of Texas. I can't wait. Ooh-wee, it's going to be some fun. I've never been to the state before, all right? It's going to be lit. ATV riding, it's going to be some fishing, horseback riding. You know what I'm saying? We're going to play some spades, some dominoes. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be real. I don't know too much about spades, but come see me at the dominoes table. I might show y'all a little something. Salaki, all right? But with that, all right, time sake, con. So with that, I say I love you. All right, men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amayu, Barak, Yehovah Ba'ashem Yahushua B'Kathah, Yana Matah, Saw Na Agwafia, meaning turn, face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amayu, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'ashim Yahushua. Yana Matah, with that, class dismissed.